Beyond Wrestling. This is Denver, Colorado, the man, not the place. And this is our third and final elimination four-way match from the Off the Grid studio taping. 2 weeks ago, we saw four of the best competitors from the New England area. Last week, we saw four of the best strikers on the Beyond Wrestling roster. And this week, we've got four of the biggest and baddest wrestlers in Beyond Wrestling, and perhaps it was a mistake to put these four individuals in the same ring at the same time, because these ropes, these posts can hardly even contain them, as Dany Only and the Pitboss have already spilled out to the floor in the earlier moments of this contest. Now you gotta remember, there's bad blood between the two of these guys. The Pitboss, with his first ever boss battle, the open challenge to anybody on the Beyond Wrestling roster at the Crises Precipitate Change taping. Dany Only was minding his own business when Pitboss goaded him into the contest, was able to put him away after cheating. And now Dany Only looking to use this contest to exact some revenge, but he's not going to be able to do so with Pitboss raining down blows on his back. And now Eddie Graves, who we haven't seen since the Miracle Workers taping, introducing a chair to this contest, gets kicked in the face by KJ Crush. Dany Only and the Pitboss now fighting in the backstage area. This guy's fighting all over the New England Pro Wrestling Academy. And KJ Crush in the ring, just diving with that knee drop. And now Dany Only and the Pitboss are fighting in the bathroom, not allowing our cameraman access to see what's going on back there. So we're going to keep the action in the ring for the time being. I mean, Sugar Dunkerton, he's preparing for his contest along with the rest of the KOA versus the Super Smash Brothers and Addy Star later on tonight. Somebody's going to get some order. Well, finally, we've got both of our cameramen in position to follow all of the action. Here you see Eddie Graves finally whacking KJ Crush right across the spine with that steel chair. Now it's the Pitboss who's looking to retreat, but Dany Only slamming him face first into the wooden door. Now Eddie Graves just piling anything that he can find on KJ Crush to try and bury him under the rubble. He's taking another chair. And again, just slamming it on KJ Crush. Looks like the Pitboss was effective with a knee lift right there. Now trying to subdue Dany Only. Again, just clubbing away on the back. And Eddie Graves is using other people's gear bags to try and bury KJ Crush. He wants nothing to do with fighting him right now. It looks like the Pitboss is biting away at the face. Well, finally, KJ Crush emerging. Eddie Graves trying to pull a refrigerator on top of him. That's too little, too late, and he gets sent face first into the concrete wall. Again, the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, where we're holding this contest, where we're holding the Off the Grid studio tapings this weekend. Looks like Eddie Graves is trying to leave the premises, but KJ Crush is grabbing him by the foot as Dany Only and the Pitboss finally coming back to the ringside area. The other wrestlers moving out of the way. The Pitboss wasn't able to move out of the way. He got hit in the face, one of those metal locker doors. And now just having his face grinded on the side. And Dany Only with a snot rocket for added emphasis. Back in the ring, a rolling forearm from KJ Crush. Again, able to take Eddie Graves off his feet. As finally all four men have returned to the ringside area. Going to be doing again our best to follow the action. But just like that, Dany Only with a tug of the hair, able to pull KJ Crush down to the mat, dumping him on the back of his head, and just firing away. That's only angered the big man. Crush with a forearm of his own. Dany Only responded with a chop, but take a look at that uppercut. Followed by a forearm and another one. As he's taking too much time to wind up, he gets caught with that full Nelson slam, and again on the back of his head. Dany Only jumping over his opponent, building momentum off those ropes and driving down the elbow. Finally going for a pinfall that KJ Crush able to kick out. Dany Only following KJ Crush in the corner, now chopping away, followed by an elbow. A nice combination of strikes by Dany Only. And again looking to come off the ropes, but this time he's met with a flying elbow from KJ Crush. Again, KJ Crush, do not be deceived by his size. He is a very agile competitor, probably more agile than the Pitboss or Dany Only, or Eddie Graves for that matter. I mean, take another look right there. Following up with the elbow in the corner with the enziguri to the back of the head. This guy's got big ups, and it looks like he's going to be leaping off the top rope. We've seen him effective using this moonsault in the past. If he hits this, Dany Only's done for. But Dany Only able to get out of the way. KJ Crush smashing his face on the canvas. Just on instinct alone, able to get on his feet. And again on the back of his head. With all of his body's weight crashing down. And he's been eliminated from this contest. Again, he was out right there for that moonsault. but just getting clothesline on the back of his head. Again, this is an elimination four-way match. Dany only picking up a point for eliminating KJ Crush, but he's still got two other opponents to worry about. Well, Eddie Graves and Dany Only, these two teamed last night at Billy Corgan's Resistance Pro Wrestling promotion in Chicago area. It looks like they're going to be continuing the teamwork as they focus their attack on the Pit Boss. You can't really blame this strategy. I mean, from what we've seen of the Pit Boss, in spite of the fact that he's not a technique wrestler, he certainly knows how to get the job done. Now, Eddie Graves is singing a different tune. But just like that, he finds a boot planted in his midsection, and the Pit Boss sending him off the ropes, and just brute force driving him on the back of his head with that elevated spine buster. Is Pit Boss going to eliminate Eddie Graves here? No. But that was a close call. And Pit Boss knows that, arguing with the official, and immediately turning his attention back to Eddie Graves. And take a look at these open forearm strikes from the Pit Boss. Using the bones in his forearm, just firing away. Standing up on that second rope for better leverage, but he made a mistake because he turned his back to Dany Only, and Dany Only with that seated powerbomb right into the pin, and that was a close call for the Pit Boss. Again, the Pit Boss about as tough as they come. Not able to get out of the way of that diving forearm from the second rope. Is Eddie Graves going to put him away? No. Well, what's it going to take to put away the Pit Boss? Dany Only and Eddie Graves. Well, looks like they're going to be working together again. Dany Only with that Uranagi and dropping him right on Eddie Graves' knee. What an awkward landing for the Pit Boss. And just like that, Dany Only with the Shining Wizard eliminating Eddie Graves. Dany Only picking up a second point. Able to disable the Pit Boss with that backbreaker, and the Shining Wizard connects. And now these two behemoths standing alone in the ring. And again, this has been an ugly match. Again, we see a lot of innovative wrestling in Beyond Wrestling, but that is not the MO of these two guys. And Pit Boss, again, you know, this guy doesn't get enough credit for being an athlete. Jumping halfway across the ring with that splash, but still not enough to put Dany Only away. Again, can't take anything away from the Pit Boss's physical ability. It's just his lack of in-ring technique. The Pit Boss now going for that waist lock. This is how he beat Dany Only back at Crisis Precipitate Change. But Dany Only really connected with that last elbow. Just putting the crown of his head in the face of the Pit Boss and taking him down with that clothesline. That's how he eliminated KJ Crush, and that's how he eliminated the Pit Boss, eliminating all three competitors in this contest and picking up the win. What an impressive showing from Dany Only. Again, taking the Pit Boss right down with that clothesline, just as he did with KJ Crush. And Dany Only showing his dominance, exacting some revenge over what the Pit Boss did to him back at Crisis Precipitate Change. And Dany Only, proud of his handiwork. He's going to take a walk to the back, and at least this time, he doesn't have to worry about getting attacked or having his head put in the toilet or anything like that. And there you see Johnny Mangway impressed with Dany Only's performance. Of course, no love lost between Johnny Mangway and that man right there, the Pit Boss.